Imagine this. You're on a train when suddenly it jumps the tracks and crashes into a river. You barely make it out alive. Later, you're flying in a plane when the door rips open and you're thrown into the sky without a parachute. Somehow, you survive that too. Then, your car explodes. Twice. You even get hit by a bus. And after all that, you win the lottery. Unbelievable, right? Welcome to Believe It or Not, the show where weird is real and the truth is stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Bryan, and today's episode is about a man whose life was filled with so many near-death experiences, people didn't know if he was extremely lucky or cursed. Let's begin episode 40, the incredible story of Frank Selak. Frank Selak was a music teacher from Croatia, and for most of his life, he lived quietly, until one shocking accident after another made him famous all over the world. It all began in 1962, when Frank was riding a train through the cold Croatian countryside, and it suddenly derailed and plunged into an icy river. 17 people died that day, but Frank somehow swam to shore with just a broken arm and a few bruises. That alone would be a big story, but for Frank, it was just the beginning. 1 year later, he boarded a small airplane. During the flight, the doors suddenly blew open and Frank was sucked out of the plane. He fell from the sky, but landed in a haystack. Yes, a big pile of hay saved his life. The plane crash killed 19 other people. Frank? Not a scratch. Fast forward a few years, Frank was riding a bus. It skidded off the road into a river. 4 people drowned. Frank got out, soaked but alive. Still not over. Oh no. In 1970, his car caught fire while he was driving. He jumped out just before it exploded. In 1973, another one of his cars caught fire, this time through the air vents. His hair burned off, but again, he lived. In 1995, Frank was hit by a bus and walked away with only minor injuries. And in 1996, while driving on a mountain road, he swerved to avoid a truck. His car broke through the guardrail and plunged 300 feet down a cliff. But guess what? Frank wasn't in the car. At the last moment, he jumped out and landed in a tree. How is this even possible? That's what people all around the world wondered. Was he super lucky? Was he cursed? Was he just indestructible? Then, in 2003, at the age of 74, Frank did something else shocking. He bought a lottery ticket, his very first, and he won $1 million. It was the weirdest ending to one of the weirdest life stories ever told. Frank later gave much of the money away and returned to a quiet life in Croatia. Frank Selak didn't think of himself as a hero. He didn't even think of himself as lucky. He once said he was just a man who had a lot of bad days. You can say that again. But the truth is, most people wouldn't survive one of the things Frank did. And he survived 7 of them. Plus, he won $1 million. It makes you wonder, was Frank really lucky? Was it fate? Or was it something else? What do you think? That's all for today's episode, but don't worry, we have even more unbelievable stories coming your way. Next time, we'll meet a man who was swallowed by a whale and lived to tell the tale. Until then, keep wondering, keep learning, and remember, sometimes the truth is weirder than fiction.